Folks, today we're going to show you my Spike Lee and Martin Scorsese DVD collection. Note, all these DVDs are in one big wallet. Hopefully you enjoy, folks. First up we got is She's Gotta Have It, the UK BBFC version from 1986. Here's the front, and then there's the disc. Next one is School Days from 1988. The cover I printed out myself, and the disc came in a pack with 3 other of his movies from Sony. Same with Do the Right Thing, but all 3 DVDs all came in the same pack from Universal. Here's the front, and then there's the disc. Next one we got is Mo Bitter Blues from 1990 is the front cover, and here's the disc. This is a re-release by Shock Entertainment. Next one is Jungle Fever. Note, this came out the same pack as Do the Right Thing, is the front cover I made. And there's the disc. Came with the cover. Came with it. The disc. Next up is Malcolm X. Of course, this is a Magna Pacific copy from Australia. This is, of course, the Australian Magna Pacific copy, but you can also get the American copy under the Warner Brothers. Here's the cover, and here's the disc with the X. Next up is Crooklyn. There's Delroy Lindo. You may know him from movies such as Sinners and Ransom. Here's the cover. This is the Universal copy, but you can also get this on DVD by Umbrella. Here's the disc. Next up is Clockers. Here's the cover that I made. Here's the disc right there. Next up is Girl 6. This is a rare one. I imported this from America. You can only get it in America. Here's the front, and there's the disc. You can get this on VHS in Australia, but it's rare these days. Yep, the VHS for this you can get in Australia, but it's very rare, and I only came in an X rental. Next is Get on the Bus, the second movie out of Spike Lee's Sony collection. The cover I made myself. Here's the cover, and here's the disc. Next up I got is He Got Game. This is one of his first out of Touchstone. Here's the front, and there's the disc. Next up is a movie called The Best Man. He did not direct this, but he produced it. His cousin Malcolm directed it. Here's the front, and there's the disc right there, just in purple. Next up is The Summer of Sam, his second movie by Sony. Second movie by Touchstone. Here's the front. It's his last probably R18 plus movie to be released on DVD in Australia. Here's the front. Here's the disc. Next up is Love and Basketball from 2000. This is his first New Line Cinema. He did not direct this, but he produced it. Here's the front. You might know this guy right there out of House. Here's the front. Here's the disc. This got a later DVD release. This didn't get a DVD release until later, 10 years later. Next up is Bamboozled, his second New Line Cinema and his first only directed New Line Cinema film. Here's the front, and there's the disc. Next is The 25th Hour, his third film under Touchstone. Here's the front, and it stars Edward Norton. Here's the front, there's the disc. Next up is She Hates Me. This is a DVD, came also with the pack. I made the cover there. You can get this on DVD in Australia as well. Here's the front. Here's the disc. Next up I got his Inside Man. This is his highest grossing movie he made. He also produced this with Brian Grazer. He produced a lot of hits, including movies such as Apollo 13, Beautiful Mind, Cinderella Man, Da Vinci Code, Friday Night Lights, Changeling, the list goes on and on. He's done so many good movies, the producer Brian Grazer. He even did Curious George, a children's movie. But this has to be my favourite besides A Beautiful Mind by Brian Grazer. But Spike Lee directed it and became one of his highest grossing movies ever. It stars Denzel Washington, there's Clive Owen and Jodie Foster. Here's the disc right there. This is, of course, the reprint disc. Next up, I got in Miracle at St Anna. This is his last film he's done by Touchstone, but Touchstone didn't release this. This is an Australian Anchor Bay release. Stars Owen Benson Miller right there. You may know him out of stuff including CSI Miami, 8 Mile and Sinners. Next up we got is Old Boy from 2013. Here's Josh Brolin. Here's the front. There's the disc. Next up is Jaguar or something. This is, of course, the BBFC copy of this, 15 rated. It says Spike's best film in years, gave it a 5 stars. There's the cast right there. There's the disc. This, of course, is not released on DVD in Australia. Next up, we got is Black Klansman. This is his first DVD release since Old Boy. Here's the front. There's the disc. And then we got his last film. Of course, this is a Blu-ray. This is his recent one, Highest to Lowest. Good movie this is. It's a good movie. If you enjoy it, go and watch it. It's on Apple TV. If you don't want to buy the DVD or Blu-ray, you can watch it on Apple TV. There's the cover and there's the disc right there. Of course, this is a Chinese print, I think. But that's the only copy I could only find on eBay at the time. Next up we got is the Martin Scorsese collection. First up is called Knocking on Someone's Door, which I don't have. There's the disc right there. Who's knocking on my door? I don't have a cover yet for that, but I'm going to get the actual DVD as well. Next up is Boxcar Bertha from 1972. There's the disc right there. Same thing with Mean Streets. I don't have the real DVD at the moment. Next up I got is Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. Of course, I don't have the real DVD for that. Next movie I got is Taxi Driver. This is, of course, one of his greatest films. Here's the cover and here's the here's the disc. New York, New York. This is a... I don't have the real DVD for that at the moment. Next up we got is The Last Waltz. Here's the cover, there's the disc. Then we've got Raging Bull. This is his second, probably best movie. This is one of his best films, greatest films. There is the cover and there's the disc. Next one I got is The King of Comedy. I don't have the DVD for that at the moment. Next one, the same for After Hours, but I'll get those. Next one I got, and then that will be in place for The Colour of Money. Next one I got is The Last Temptation of Christ. This is, of course, his controversial movie as well. This is one of his controversial movies. Next one I got is the greatest film he did, Goodfellas. Probably one of his greatest films he's done in his career. Probably the most famous out of the lot is the cover. This is also the double-sided version, the old version. And I got from, but you can also get this in a 2-disc edition. Next one I got is Cape Fear from 1991. Of course, I printed this cover out, but you can. Here's the real disc there. Next I got is The Age of Innocence. Here's the cover. Here's the disc. His only G-rated movie in Australia. Next one I got is Casino. Casino is a good movie he did. Here's the cover. Here's the disc. Next up I got is Condon, another one of his another controversial movie he's done. Here's the front. Here's the disc. Next one I got is Bring Out the Dead. This is probably one of my favourite films of him. There's Nicolas Cage in his only film he directed. Here's the front. There's the disc. Next one I got is Gangs of New York from 2001. Here's the front. Here's the disc. This is a 2-disc edition. Next one I got is The Aviator. Here's the front. Here's the disc. This one's just a single disc. Next one I got is The Departed. This is also one of his greatest films as well. Here's the front. This is also a double disc as well. Next one I got is Shutter Island. Here's the front. Here's the disc. Next up I got is Hugo. Here's the front. Here's the disc. Next one I got is Wall Street. This is probably the highest movie. A lot of swearing in this. Just a warning, there is a lot of swearing to this movie. Here's the front. Here's the disc. This is in place for silence. Next one, and his last is Killers of the Flower Moon. This is his recent one. Here's the front. There's the disc there. And that's it. We're done, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you like this video, please comment or subscribe to my channel. Thank you.